The number one thing you need in your business is word of mouth marketing, advertising. People talk about this all the time, and we have an amazing author here to talk about his brand new book, Referable. Welcome, Dave.
Thank you, Carrie. Very
Yeah.
nice to be here.
Listen, man, my son's a brand new entrepreneur. He is telling me the number one thing we need to grow is being referable. And obviously, you are speaking my love language here, but I love when people do well. Words of affirmation is my love language. So, how does this referability thing work? And like, what inspired this book?
Sure. Well, first, thank you for all you've done for me and Elizabeth and Lynn and Melissa and
Oh,
on and on.
man.
Just it's been a fantastic experience. So really, really grateful
Awesome.
that our paths have crossed. Um, yeah, I guess what inspired it, it was back in 2022.
Mm,
January 1st was a Monday, so we weren't working,
okay.
of course, but January 2nd, we received a great referral from a great client.
Mm.
January 3rd, Wednesday, same thing happened from another client.
Oh,
January 4th, the same thing happened, and January 5th, the same thing happened. So it was 4 days in a row, 4 great clients referred
wow.
4 great people to us, and I got the team together, and I knew the answer. I wanted to see what they would say. I say, "Why is this happening this?"
Mm.
I said, "Why does it tend to happen after December?" And we all agreed that when people are with their loved ones and people that they care about,
Whoa,
they're
yeah.
talking about us.
That's huge. Wow, what an aha.
Yeah, yeah. And so we decided to really start writing down and noting and putting it into our processes. What are these simple things that we're doing every day
Mm,
that make people talk about us? And our motto in our practice is when people do business with us, it is unlike any other business that they do business with.
that's good. Wow, that's IP right there. I always hear it for IP. This is good, I'm liking this already. So, they were just with their family and friends over December. As soon as the office opens, boom, you get day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and your team luckily, you're a savvy enough leader to say, "Hey, let's put this stuff down."
Mhm.
Why? So we can create a flywheel, of referability. The book is definitely resonating. I mean, the book already, number 1 new release in customer relations. Here you are. How does that feel, first of all,
I
to
had
get
no idea.
oh, just until now?
How can that be?
Yeah, yeah. So that's cool, and then I went back and I looked at, the ebook. Sorry, the paperback. The paperback is public relations, and so, again, like, you're beating out some great ones here, and but, whether it's, public relations, whether it's customer relations, I mean, people spend a lot of money on marketing, but I think in your book, you talk about, like, how good performance, good behavior, good customer service, like, is the best form of marketing.
Yeah, we really think so. We really think so, and there's so much that I learned through the years from my family, my parents, my grandparents, my wife, my kids,
Mm,
people who have mentored me throughout my career, and
sure.
we wanted to, get that all into a book, and none of the things that we write about were anything earth-shattering at all.
Mm,
Every one of the things we write about are quite simple. It's when you put them all together, though.
that's it.
It's how you treat people every day. It's are you kind? Are
Yeah.
you asking good questions? Do you use manners? Do you say thank you? Do you say please?
Mm,
All these things that, do we follow through? It's just incredible to me. I think you probably feel the same way when you do get good customer service these days. It's almost a surprise,
it is true.
right?
It is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and whether you're out for dinner with your family or, you're visiting, you're going on vacation, it is very rare, and I think that that's why it sticks out so much, and yet we live in a world today where everyone has a phone, and
Mm,
so, like, if you're not careful, I mean, how many times have we seen on social media or whatever headlines, airlines, but if you don't have good customer service, that is referable, but in a negative way.
right. Yeah, absolutely. And so what we hope is that because of the way we treat people, people feel special
Yeah.
and appreciated. And as a result, we have very, very loyal clients who are amazing. We love them. We're so darn lucky. And we know what's really nice when you've got a business where you love your clients and they're talking about you.
Mm.
They're great people. The people they introduce you to are going to be great people.
Yeah.
So when you've got this rhythm going and this system
Yeah.
that we have, it really makes work quite enjoyable.
Mm. So let's jump into this here for a moment. So,
Okay.
I love how you started the book talking about that January run that you had. Was that 2022? You said something like
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And I mean that's pretty cool. But then principle one: manners invite you to tables you would never otherwise see. You got a story or an example about manners, whether that was a grandparent who instilled that in you or just even like how do manners show up?
Well, number 1, before we hang up the phone, no matter what the purpose of the call is, we
Mm,
have to say thank you. And it may be that we were doing something to solve a problem, but the client chose us to solve that problem, not
mm,
someone else. And if you think about it these days too, there's an experience where I've had we've probably faced this before where you've got someone that wants you to do business with them, and they'll send a text or an email and it just says call me, or
mm.
it's like, there's no please, there's no it's like,
Yeah,
well, who do I work for you or something?
yeah.
What's going on here? uh,
Just that extra 10 seconds of thought, where you can
yeah,
preface it would be huge.
right. And it's not that because we are careful about using manners that attracts people to us, but if you don't use them, just like you were saying, the negative referable experience could happen if you're not using them. And so
I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, I even know a friend of maybe you've met him, Chad Jenkins, but his whole team, one lady on the team is specifically uses the word "Mister" or
Mhm.
Miss or Miss or Mrs. So, like, she'll basically respond to you, "How can I serve you, Mr. Dave?"
Yeah,
And, like, it's so weird, but it's sticky, and,
yeah,
like, now I'm bringing it up on a live stream because, again, it's in my brain, but it's like you said, manners are a differentiation.
yeah. They really are these days.
Yeah. So, let's talk about how, you know, I've even done this thing, Dave, where somebody sends an introduction and I'm big into these Loom videos,
Mhm.
where I'll just press record and I'll say, "Hey, Dave, I'm so glad Lee Brower introduced us. I just spent a few minutes on your website. It looks like you're doing some fantastic things in wherever you're from, Colorado, wherever." And again, that little video, I've had people respond and say, "Thank you for sending that video, and
Right.
I'm very interested to work with your team now." Like, again, took 60 seconds, but body language, eyeball, like, what do you think? You think that we can do these with, technology helps us out?
All kinds of things. Absolutely. Well, sure with the technology, but also, gosh, a handwritten thank you note. How often
Mm.
do you see one of those these days?
Phew. Yeah, that
Right?
is
So
that is
we
true. I got one saved over there because it's so rare. Yeah.
Yeah, right, right, and we do that. So if someone refers someone to us, we make sure to send a handwritten thank you note. Everybody signs it. When we might have worked with that particular person for a few years, and we'll still go back and thank that client again. We'll remind them that they did that for us, and we appreciate it. We'll never forget what they've done for us,
Wow.
and to continue to express the gratitude, which Lee Brower talks about quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
There's that ripple effect.
And if you go out of your way to be for other people, you know,
Mhm.
I know you do this. I mean, even my team has commented how kind you are, but it's like if you go out of your way to help other people win. I mean, isn't it almost like that Zig Ziglar thing where like,
Yeah,
do you remember that quote?
I do. I can't remember it
It's
exactly,
it's
but
like it's like something if you help enough people get what they want, you
yeah,
will get what you want.
right. Right, right,
Yeah.
right, right. Yeah, and it's about also being generous too.
Mm,
Um, generous when people when you hear that, you might think about money first, but it's about being generous with your time,
yeah.
generous with your patience, your empathy. Um,
I love this book. I mean,
Thank you.
I ooze this book because it just it's why some people win and why, it's almost like this unspeakable rule book, you know? Have you ever done it wrong, Dave? Because 'Cause I've done it wrong. I mean, earlier in my career, I did it wrong. Oh my
Heck
gosh. I was the guy who showed up at, like, a networking event and just like, "Here's
yep.
my business card, here's my business card," and, I thought ignorantly that that was a way of adding value to people, but, like, your book says that that's not the right way.
Yeah, and one of the things that we talk about in the book is about being interested versus interesting,
Mm,
right? And so I guess maybe where I first heard about that was Dale Carnegie and How to Win Friends and Influence People.
yeah.
So I took that class, whatever, 30 some years ago.
Wow.
But
Oh, yeah, yeah, I see that right there. Principle 3, your interest in others makes you more interesting.
right, right. So you
Yeah.
talk about those networking events and those who are out there talking about themselves, about what they do, trying to pitch themselves, handing out business cards. I mean, there's a certain time to do that, but it's those that I
Mm,
believe are asking good questions and taking a genuine interest in people.
I gotta show you this. I'm not gonna show their names here, but we'll just show the back of the business cards. So, look at all these business cards that were given to me. I didn't have to ask for them, but that's a few days ago at a networking event. The reason why people started handing me business cards is they said, "I wanna work with you.
Right.
Please contact me. I wanna work with you." So, that's a different vibe when
Mhm.
people are throwing their cards at you
Right.
saying, "Take my money. I wanna work with you." Why do how do we get to that point, Dave? Like, maybe there's some young entrepreneurs listening, maybe there's some seasoned ones, but how do you get to a point where our mentor, Dan Sullivan, talks about it, like, you become the buyer versus the seller?
Mhm.
What do you think?
Yeah. I think it's about learning to ask really good questions,
Oh, that's good.
right? So, how tell me about your business. When did you start it?
Mm,
Uh, why did you start it? What's your background? How long have you been doing this? And what ends up happening when you're asking those types of good questions, naturally, someone will start asking the same about you.
mm,
And
yeah.
you talk about those networking events again. So if you do something like
Speed dating or whatever they call it, or you
or Rotary or something. I was
yeah,
thinking about the service things that you might do, and now if you do, it's important to do it because you care about the community, you wanna
yeah.
give back, but, there's a lot of businesses, other business owners in there, and so, of course, you wanna get to know each other, and it'd be great if you could do business, but when you come in there, like you said, which is what I did 25 years ago when I started in this business. It was I was trying to, as quick as I can, find
Sure.
my way to get them to become a client. That was
Yeah.
the absolute wrong way to go about it.
Yeah.
You know, first it's about the community, but then it's about getting to know them and really, learn about their family and so forth. And you just become much more attractive when you're being interested versus interesting. And you think, especially in today's world, with all the social media and everything, everything that is we're being that's thrown at us. It's all about people wanting to be noticed
Yeah.
and what they're up to and on all this. And it's um, that gets when you're the other way and really trying to be a good listener, not talking so much, those types of things. It really makes you different these days.
Yeah. Well, I think it's all about, like, for example, I just met a guy last week. He mentioned that he really wanted to focus on his health. Now, again, I don't offer health services, right? I mean, I'm not a health coach, but I do like
Sure.
fitness. I do like health. I have like my Aura ring, or
Hey,
yeah, yeah, there you go. There you go.
yep.
So what did I do before I hopped on the call for his intellectual property? I just ran a quick chat GPT and I fed it some really good prompts and I said, crank out a health plan for this guy based upon XYZ ABC. I showed up on that call, Dave, and guess what? He was blown away.
Just because you took a couple minutes, and that didn't take you very much time,
No.
but you were generous with your time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm sure you and your all that you do with your business, I mean, you do some fantastic things. And by the way, if you want anybody to follow you, tell me where to drop the link in. I mean, naturally, they should definitely get the book. But like, what does your team care about? Like, if somebody's in the hospital, if somebody's going through a graduation or a wedding, like, I know in your business, you probably do all that stuff.
Yes, and anytime we hear any excuse to be able to send a card to someone for celebrations or for health issues or a death in the family, whatever it might be, we send a card, again, a handwritten note, and all of us sign it. And we'll receive letters from clients with pictures of their pets and things.
Are
And
you serious?
my team knows pets' names. It's
Wow.
ridiculous. Yeah,
Well, my
we
sister, oh my gosh, she's a single lady with a dog who Journey is like her family member. So for you to remember a pet's name is huge.
yeah, yeah. I candidly, I'm not that great with remembering the name. I know
Yeah.
they've got the best, but really,
But it's the little details, and I get it. Like some people might say, yeah, I'm not good at remembering names and stuff, but it could be the small things like you're on social media, you see they just got back from a trip in Rome where they, visited their ancestors and wanted to do some research, and you're just like, "Hey, I saw your pictures, about Rome. How was it?" Like,
that
right?
little thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Do it your own style. Yeah. So let's
Right.
go back to the table of contents because I really like this. I think I have to recommend this for all my university students because it's basic, but it's not easy. Don't you think these principles are basic, but not easy?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pick any one you want, whether it's for clear commitment and follow through or unique ways to reach out. You know.
Let's talk about, yeah, how about unique ways to reach out?
Okay.
So one thing we do is birthday phone calls,
Whoa.
right? So you might work with a business that will send you an automated email or text or
Sure.
even possibly a postcard that it's your birthday, but it's do they really know? Because it's an automated process. We make a phone call to everyone who has a birthday.
Really?
Yeah, and it it if for some reason it might slip through the cracks because of busyness or whatever, we'll get a call asking if we're okay.
Yeah?
But we've had clients for 25 years, 20 years, 15, whatever, and they'll they're expecting our phone call and like they'll almost laugh about it. Like, "Oh, of course, we knew you were gonna call today."
Wow.
We had I remember it was a number of years ago, I called one client and he just started laughing and he said, "This is so funny. You call every year. My brother doesn't even acknowledge my birthday." And we're close.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's huge though. Like again, simple, but it's a system, it's a process. But I mean, how many times does a business reach out when they don't need something?
right, right. And we're not and the call is not about business. I mean, now we're like, "Well, why we've got you? Well, we've got you anything you need right
Yeah.
now." So, but another neat thing that we did during COVID, and this was all because of my really good friend, Mike Scoma, that I work with. He had just recently, maybe the year before, he went to Europe and had a great tour guide. And what he arranged, and we followed up on this, was to do virtual tours during COVID. So
Really?
yeah, so what we did was, and we've done several of these. We even just did one last year.
Mm.
The first one we did was Christmas time in Rome, and so, and it helped this tour guide too,
Oh
and
my
because
gosh.
he had no business, but, the word kinda spread, and we did it several times, but he did like a we logged on, it was early in the morning for us, late it was like night it just got became nighttime there.
Mm.
He did a live tour for
Hmm.
all of our clients, and it wasn't about business. We didn't say anything about what we do. It was just simply a thank you to the clients, and, gosh, I think the first time we did it, we had 120 people on it, and very small investment on our part, but
Christmas in Rome.
just a way to give back, yeah, and it was an hour. We all did Zoom together, hooked him up with his cell phone, and he had a stand, and he walked around, and
I love it.
it's where we got to ask questions. We did another one in Barcelona where the tour guide, after he did the tour, he spent maybe 20 minutes with us about what type of wine is really, Spanish wines that were nice that we can buy in the States, and the type of food. She had a recipe. I mean, like those types of things. Uh, Clients just love that when you take the time to do that for them.
And I mean, that became I know it did. That became a talking point for these people because it's like, "Hey, what'd you do last weekend?" "I went to Rome." "What?"
Right.
"Wait, what do you mean?" "Oh, yeah, it was this tour and blah, 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 and, Dave and his company did this," and yeah, I mean, right? I mean, that is the anti-marketing marketing.
Mhm. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So, I know we're gonna land the plane here in a little bit, but, I would encourage people again, the book is called Referable. And how to get unlimited introductions without even asking. And that is a big tagline because I do feel like there's people who say, I don't want to ask. That's not like me. Um, I don't want to self promote. It's almost this thing these days where people are, a little bit nervous about that. But I wanted to touch on this one because this is really interesting. Communicate compliments, keep complaints. I mean, oh my gosh, we've been in cultures of business where it's like, I mean, I've even seen this. Have you seen that one thing where there's a grenade and it says like pick number to file a complaint? I don't know if you've ever seen that.
No.
Maybe I go to weird places, but it's a joke about like if you complain, you're gonna pull a grenade pin and blow yourself up. Like, obviously, they don't create that just to be silly. It's probably a trend. Like, why did they create that? Because they got sick of complaints. But what do you mean by that about compliments and complaints?
Well, I work with the most amazing team. Um, Karen, Kendra, Haley, Krista, Matt,
Mm,
Karen, and when it's almost daily that someone I'm talking to says, "Will you please tell your team
Yeah.
how much we appreciate them, how much we love them, or
Mm,
they'll say, it's just such a pleasure working with
mm.
your folks. One person said last week, he said that you might think this is funny, but I actually really look forward to calling your office. And I
Wow.
can't say that about many businesses at all because I always know that I'm going to be treated so nicely. So whenever that happens,
Yeah.
I make sure to run out and let them know.
That's
Uh,
so good.
Sometimes I'm bouncing between appointment to appointment, so I'll send a Teams chat real quick, but I'll say, Brian just said the nicest things about you. I want to make sure you all know. If there's anything that happens where something goes wrong, there's one person who is responsible for that, and it's me.
Mm,
It's typically because we don't have a process set up that this happened, that something fell through the cracks. So we'll discuss it, but I'm not anyone. I've learned just not to be quick to pass blame. I want to say there's probably something going on because of leadership
yeah.
that this happened. It's not because of the people.
I like that a lot. I think it's Jim Collins who mentioned something about like when there's negative, look in the mirror, and when there's positive, look out the window or something like that. Meaning like look out the window and compliment
Yeah,
your team. I did something like that this last week. I do this too, Dave. But when I'm at strategic coach, there's so many people who come up to me and say, just like you started the call, Melissa, Tanisha, Lynn, Elizabeth, they just start naming the team members, Sarah. So what I do is I quick grab a pick and I say, can I grab a pick? And then what I do is I quick put that in our Slack channel and I say, see,
yeah,
because we're a virtual company and not all the time do they see you,
mm,
like they don't see the finished product. They don't see you happy with the baby.
right, right,
Um, so I do think if any entrepreneurs listening to this, like get the book, get copies for your team, do a book study, it will it will pay 10x the investment of the book. I really believe that. If they do like a summer lunch and learn around
yeah.
this book, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic idea, and I think also what will happen are new ideas will come up as a result of it too.
Mm,
And they'll also say, "Well, we are doing some things like this. What can we do to make it even better?
that's good.
Even even better," right?
Even better. Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's good.
probably doing great things already, but maybe it will spark a couple of ideas.
Yeah. Well, folks, look at the chat today, right now. I say get this book today. This thing's going out on Facebook. This is going out on YouTube. We got LinkedIn showing up. And you have a nice person over here, Teresa, that talks about she's being impacted by the live stream right now about real connection. So, Dave, this has been amazing. Last 60 seconds here, but what we're talking in a year and you're like, Carrie, that was so cool. I'm glad I did the book. What do you hope happens from this book?
Well, I really did it to pay it forward because of all of the people that have helped me. So
Mm,
I have said the whole time, if I make a dime off of this, I'll be shocked. And that's nothing about you. It's just
yeah,
I don't, but it would be really neat if I hear stories about how it's helped other
yeah,
entrepreneurs. And I love to connect with anyone. You can look me up easy enough. If you just type my name in, it might be the second name that comes up. He's like, the first one is my relative, David Van Buskirk, who was the tallest man in the Union Army in the
are you
Civil War.
serious?
Yeah, so I might be the second one, but I love to connect on LinkedIn with anyone too, and
Yeah.
share any good news or anything that might have come from reading the book.
Well, I'm going to recommend this book too. I teach entrepreneurship at Cedarville University, but these are such good basics that a Gen Z, millennials, X, boomers, like everybody needs it. So, Dave, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for putting this in writing. And this is a legacy piece that will outlive you, just like my books will outlive me.
Fantastic, and thank you again. I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate everyone who
Mm,
works with you. Just fantastic people.
Awesome. All right. Thanks so much, Dave.
Okay, thank you. You take care. We'll talk to you soon.